Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm the Defective Butcher, and thank you for tuning in to yet another Godzilla figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Playmates Mechagodzilla with battle damage reveal. Oh yeah, so I've been putting this one off for a little bit just because I don't know. Man, I just never got around to doing it. I actually don't have an excuse for this one, so yeah. But before we get started, I have to make an addendum. During the review for this figure, I was praising the clear spines on this guy and said I didn't know if I had really seen anything like that before. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is freaking beautiful, dude. I know you can see my whack-ass setup again, but look at that, dude. Now, I'm not sure the history of Playmates figures, if this is the first time they've done translucent dorsal fins or not. I just know it looks really freaking good here, and that was part of the reason I wanted to get this thing, was for these translucent dorsal fins, because they look so good. Completely forgetting about clear spines on the evolved Godzillas. Like, I honestly don't know how I missed these, and it's not just, you know, it's not just this guy, it's also this guy as well. And not just this guy, but this guy as well. So, yeah, there's your correction, YouTube. I forgot that all these guys had clear spines. I honestly don't know how I forgot that, so there you go, clear spines on other figures. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to draw attention to that and correct it. So go ahead and drop your L's down in the comments. And first L gets pinned, so there we go. Moving on to this guy, we're going to start with the box art, because I think the box art is very neat, so let's get into that. So, as you can see, the box art kind of actually shares some similarities with the Titan Tech Rodan we just did recently. And it looks pretty solid, actually. I really enjoy it. And here on the front you can see it says Battle Mechagodzilla with Proton Scream, which apparently is this thing that looks like, well, we'll get into it here in a minute. Anyway, on the side it's pretty much the same thing. And then on the back, you get this sick image of Mechagodzilla standing more upright than the actual figure does. Looks pretty nice, in all honesty. The actual figure just tends to lean forward a little bit, but we'll get into that not here, not right now. So yeah, Battle Mechagodzilla with Proton Scream, a robotic apex predator with unstoppable powers of laser destruction. Mechagodzilla was created in secret to destroy Godzilla and end the reign of monsters. Oh. And then there's the side. So, yep, that's that. I don't think there's anything underneath. Why would there be? And then on the bottom, it shows you how to attach the tail. So let's get into the figure. Here's Mechagodzilla himself. Holy crap, this figure actually looks pretty dang good. I really like it. And yeah, I wish he could stand straight up more like this, but he tends to, you know, lean, so I have to get him in a comfortable position like this, because this tail makes it kind of impossible for him to stand straighter up, you know. Actually, I think I just solved my own problem. Yep, that seems to be the case. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the figure review, shall we? So starting off, we're going to start with paint. And as you can see, it's going to be widely painted the same color all over the figure. It's going to be this deep gray. And only splashes of different paint are going to be in the eyes here. There we go. Yeah, only difference in paint is going to be in the eyes. So, yeah, there you go. That's it for the paint. I guess I'm going to go ahead and give it a red star, because sheesh, it's not even differing paint over the entire thing. Like, they couldn't have given him some, like, maybe shading detail, some differing paint, maybe some red highlights throughout the rest of the body. Like, even here in the, how do you open this? Even here, in the torso, there's not a lot going on. Like, the paint is the same color scheme, which honestly makes it look like, you know, well, maybe there's not battle damage anyway, if you didn't really know what what it looked like to begin with. So, yeah, red star for paint. This is my first red star ever, and yeah, I'm kind of disappointed with it. In all honesty, the paint, there should have been, I don't know, some red highlights throughout the thing, and that's not asking for too much, I feel. And it's funny, because even the cheapest Playmates figure has a lot more going on paint-wise than, you know, the mechanical being back there. So yeah, like, this guy's got yellows and blues and, you know, this, and then like a little bit of blending up here, and of course eyes, teeth, mouth. He's got fingernails, toenails. So what's with this? I understand this is an older figure, maybe that's what it is, they had a higher budget this time around, but even this guy that costed, you know, potentially a lot less than the initial run of this guy. But yeah, this guy's got a little more paint, at least. You know, he's got some on the cheeks, and so that was worth, you know, giving him a maybe green star, but yeah, red star for 2 tiny red dots. That's just silly, man. So yeah, red star. Moving right along to detail, this is where the story gets different. I actually love the detailing on this guy. He looks fan-freaking-tastic, dude. Like, I do love the way he looks. Do not get me wrong, I absolutely adore the way Mechagodzilla from 2021 looks, because it's just, ugh. And I've seen a lot of people complain that, you know, oh hey, it doesn't look anything like Godzilla from this universe, and honestly, can you tell me that this looks more like, you know, Godzilla than that guy does? Like, even if, you know, appropriate universe, this doesn't really look like Godzilla that much. So yeah, kind of an invalid complaint from people, if I'm being 100% honest. But this guy is going to be covered in all sorts of mechanical detail, and it just looks fantastic no matter what angle you look at it from. Like, oh. And I honestly wish he were a little bit better in the posability department. I will get into that in posability, but really, like, oh. And then you got the clear spines that start from the base of the neck and go all the way down to the tip of the tail, and it looks really freaking nice. And this is where it makes me question, why didn't they do the clear spines on the evolved Godzillas? They 100% could have, but I don't understand why they didn't. I mean, no biggie, I guess, but yeah. So, as previously mentioned, he's got an atomic breath piece, or proton screen, and you open the mouth like so. There's a peg hole in there, and you just jam this in there. Oops. You jam it in there, close the mouth to secure it, and there he goes. Now it looks like he's vomiting. Ugh. Looks like he's vomiting Hawaiian Punch or something. It's quite hilarious. And then the final piece of detail that, you know, I'm gonna go over is this. Oops. The chest can open up to reveal some missile pods, and honestly, it's a little disappointing because this is supposed to be battle damage, and it doesn't really look like battle damage. It just looks like, I don't know, not battle damage because there's no paint. Again, that's why I gave paint a red star. Because it's very disappointing that that's the only paint is the red in the eyes. Ugh. Anyway, let's move along. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and give detail a golden star. It looks really good detail-wise. I can't complain there. Again, my only complaint is the paint. And another one we'll get into now with the articulation segment. So here we go, articulation. So starting at the mouth, it can open really freaking wide. Oh my god. Like, yeah, there's no reason it should be able to open that wide, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And on the shoulder, it'll be able to lift up about that far, go down that far, which is, you know, pretty nice. And to a certain extent, do a full 360. There is no articulation in the elbows. I really wish there was, but there's not. And it kind of sucks. Not even a swivel in the wrists, which would have been cool to have. So, yeah, same story on the other arm, by the way. These legs, on the other hand, can all the way up, all the way down. And then the knee bend forward like that, which is unnatural, by the way, and then bend back about that far. Oh yeah, and the leg can kick back that far and kick forward as far as you want it to. I guess that might be the limit, who knows. Ball joined at the tail, so yeah, whatever combination of this you want to do, that's fine. And then the final bit of articulation here is going to be the angle. Oh, that's pretty good. So, yeah, articulation, pretty solid. Golden star for articulation, because honestly, I love posing this guy. It's freaking fun. Like, getting him into all sorts of funky poses, it's pretty cool, man. And I just wish the arms posed better, and maybe an up and down at the leg, but you can't win them all, man. Like, it looks really good as is, and being able to do a pose like this with him, it's nice. And getting him alongside Godzilla is just pretty nice too. There you go. So, yeah, personal enjoyment is going to be a golden star, because I do love this thing, despite my gripes with the eyes being the only bit of paint and, you know, lack of articulation in the arms. But, you know, it is what it is. And that leads us to the overall rating, which is going to be, of course, a golden star, because I do recommend this guy. If you see him at your Walmart, go ahead and get him, man. He's really solid. And yeah, that's how I got this guy, Walmart, as a re-release or something. I don't know why my local Walmart had these guys, but they did. I picked them up this year in store, so yeah. If you happen to see him, get them. That's my message to you. So yeah, that'll about do it for the Playmates Mechagodzilla. Thanks for watching. Peace.